I just wanna ride my bike, yeah. I'm just sick of always watching the news. I just wanna go outside, yeah. Spend a weekend way up top with a view.
Hey, what is up, everybody? We got a new episode for you today. Got an episode on Boosted. This company was formerly known as Boostedusa, and they are currently kept alive through another company called Boostedusa, which actually has no affiliation with the company Boosted. But when the company Boosted recently went out of business, Boostedusa purchased all of Boosted's inventory and are currently reselling them until supplies last. So we'll touch on this company, Boostedusa, later in the podcast, so stick to the podcast if you want to learn more about that. But yeah, so the proper and full name of this company was Boosted Boards. Then they switched the name to Boosted. It was headquartered in Mountain View, California, right in the heart of Silicon Valley. First founded in mid-2012. It went through the StartX program, which is a non-profit startup accelerator, which is associated with Stanford University. So this company was founded in Palo Alto. The team was comprised of Stanford engineering students Sanjay Dastoor, John Ullman, and Matthew Tran. Booster got a lot of publicity from their TED Talk about their product, which I'll link in the show notes if you want to watch it. And their Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign also got them a lot of attention. So I took some notes on a skateboard with a boost TED Talk. It's pretty quick. So they just enticed the crowd, saying that this is an electric skateboard, is an electric vehicle. It's pretty lightweight, it's portable, it's chargeable. You just plug it into the wall, charge it like a phone. Components, the motor and battery were pretty compact and very powerful. As the technology improved from day after day and year after year. So yeah, they got these the parts from like toys, RC cars, and then just used them as in their first prototype. So yeah, they were just using regular parts, and yeah, it's pretty cool. They wanted to help with the transportation problem in the U.S. because most nearby trips, they're super short, and this electric skateboard would definitely help with these smaller trips. And some of the pros that they have were it reduced transportation emissions footprint. And the pros of a boosted board as a business is that it's very cheap to make these products and very quick to manufacture, thus being able to scale very quickly and reach a large mass audience. And yeah, so Boosted first worked with a longboard company called Loaded to make the decks for the boosted board. That's the bamboo part that you put your feet on. And yeah, one of their mentors was a former director of Tesla, which helped them avoid many future mistakes, especially for a startup. So they were just using his experience to their advantage, helping their startup. And by looking at their Kickstarter from mid-2012, they had an original goal of reaching $100,000, but they eventually raised almost 5 times that, raising a total of $467,000 with 1,110 backers. So a little bit more about the components and the technology and the boards are that they include twin brushless motors, which are powerful yet light, about 2,000 watts, 2.6 horsepower, top speed of 20 miles per hour. Lithium batteries, pretty good to provide good range and power, and they were also lightweight with a range of about 6 miles. Custom electronics, using their engineering backgrounds to optimize the electronics on the boards. and fast charging allowed the board to go from 0 to full in under 2 hours. And they put all of this in a package. All of this tech in a package that weighs about 12 to 15 pounds. Boosted is a privately held company, or it was a privately held company. It was pretty small of a company, about 130 people on their team, and they had, for their funding, they had about 4 rounds of funding totaling around $73 million. And their latest round was a Series B round on December 20th, 2018. They originally sold boards online from their website, and even I saw some boosted boards in tech retailers such as Best Buy, but I wasn't sure how popular that was, but it was mainly off their website. The key products that they had, they've gone through 3 generations of revisions and improvements year after year, improving the range, the power, and the efficiency. Also, these boards use a handheld remote to with throttle and braking control, as well as a battery gauge. They've also made a mini version to add to their lineup, and even expanded into an electric scooter. So these are very premium products. The prices from the low range mini started at around $550, and their highest end, their most powerful board, the Boosted Stealth, comes in at a whopping $1,600. And they do have options in between, some older boards from about $799 to $899 as well. So the biggest problem that they were trying to solve with these boosted boards was the transportation problem, especially in cities. Their value proposition was to alleviate the pains in these certain categories. So time, it would save time by you not sitting in traffic or parking space, garages or parking lots, or room in a crowded hallway. So you would save space through that. Money, you wouldn't have to pay for the gas and depreciation of the car, or if your bike got stolen. Convenience, people didn't want to bike in the heat or be late to work from a uphill walk up a hill. Energy and infrastructure, they don't want to pay for the fuel or contribute to traffic in congested roads and public transit. It may be too far from your house or apartment, and you might have to make multiple trips to get to your destination. So that's definitely geared towards mostly city areas, city people using this board, or people who live in the city. Yeah, and there's a lot of changes within the recent months that has happened to Boosted. So it all seemed really great from there. The electrical vehicle market was pretty new in 2012, and then Boosted had the best products in the market at that time. It beat out most of the competition just with their superior product alone. And then in late 2019, they got hit with the US-China tariff war. So Boosted relied heavily on China to manufacture their products and their boards, and this tariff slammed them with a 25% tariff. And this made it more expensive for Boosted to do their business. And they did apply for an exclusion form, but they did not get reimbursed as soon as they needed to. So, yeah. And then at the same time, Boosted was also losing some of their top employees, falling behind financially on payments to suppliers and vendors. And in March 2020, many startups in the electric transportation field were also following suit, laying off a significant amount of employees due to difficult times of the coronavirus pandemic. So after these massive layoffs, customers and fans realized that if the company wasn't around longer, they kind of have to band together and make manuals and guides to help each other service their boards. This would be all at their own risk and at their own expense. But yeah, people, if there was no more Boosted, the people would have to fix it themselves, and others had ideas to start their own boosted board repair businesses. So yeah, this was a very challenging time for Boosted, and they got in a very sticky situation. They needed more funding. They were falling behind, and they had to let go of a lot of their employees. So, and then at the same time, they were looking for a buyer to buy the company, or they would just have to go bankrupt. But in April 2020, the scooter sharing company bought, or Lime, the scooter sharing company bought some of the assets of Boosted, including 5 patents from Boosted, and the Boosted co-founder and former CEO Sanjay Dastoor. He left the company more than a year ago, and he stated on the Boosted subreddit that Lime has purchased all of the assets and IP of the company. As far as I can tell, this includes design files, software and code, diagnostics parts, and test equipment. As of July 2020, today, Boosted as a company is defunct, and but their products are still available through purchase through a reseller called Boostedusa. It's another company. They don't have any affiliation with Boosted, but they just bought up all of the Boosted's inventory after they went bankrupt. So they have most of the products, most of the boards, some accessories for the boards. So the products are on sale. They don't have any warranty. It's very limited to repairs and replacement parts. It's like they're liquidating all of their products, just trying to milk the company's last things, and they're just strictly reselling the inventory of Boosted, so people could still have the product if they want to get it today. And in terms of product and quality standpoint, Boosted did have a small problem, and they had to recall some of their boards in early 2016 due to a battery problem causing them to overheat and smoke. They eventually figured this out and continued to improve the product over the years. I'll link a review of the Boosted board product down in the show notes if you're interested. And there are a ton of great videos saying that this was just one of the greatest electric skateboard companies out there. Some stating that Boosted is like the Tesla or Apple of the skateboard industry, stating that they have a high quality product, a premium price in comparison to the competition, in which it's very saturated right now. There's a lot of different electric boards, scooters, and bikes that have flooded the market after Boosted made their appearance to the world. It's pretty easy to enter the market, and the best, most premium company had a falling out. So it is pretty sad to see a startup dissolve like that, but I do hope that Lime does something with these patents, and that they purchased or that they acquired from Boosted. Hopefully they revive some of the products. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed or learned something from this episode, and I'll see you on the next one.